Dog bites extremely rarely actually happen out of nowhere. And even if the signs may seem subtle, dogs almost always give at least one warning sign that they are feeling uncomfortable, if not multiple. Trigger warning: in a moment, this dog is about to bite. But as you can see in the moment, neither the officer nor the reporter saw it coming. It's important to note that this dog likely felt trapped due to the leash pressure and the pressure of the two humans, meaning their option of flight was removed. So did you see why the bite occurred? Let's go over in slow-mo. First we have ears pin back, tongue flicks, and a pretty hard stare. Ears move out into questioning airplane ears. Dog gives a pretty hard blink, looks away and moves their head away in avoidance. More tongue flicks, hard stare again. As reporter comes in, we get a pretty strong weight shift. Here's the weight shift again in slow-mo as it's a bit hard to see. There it is. And dog comes up for a bite. Notice how the dog then stays in a pretty fearful and defensive pose directly afterwards, staring at the man again.
When dogs expose their bellies, does it always mean they're happy?
Just because a dog is exposing their belly does not mean they are happy, relaxed, or even inviting an interaction. It's all about the context of what the rest of their body is doing. And as you can see here, this dog is displaying a fair amount of stress signals and performing what is instead called a tap out, which is a distance increasing behavior that generally occurs when a dog is feeling uncomfortable in some way and attempting to disengage from an interaction. In tap outs, dogs will generally have very stiff limbs. You can see a tucked tail there, lots of muscle tension from those stress hormones. We have pinned back ears, a little bit of whale eye going on, some facial tension around those cheeks and mouth, tiny bit of teeth with those lip licks there, a rounded back. And then as the dog gets up, we have those very low, very fast tail wags.
What do different tail wag speeds indicate?
As we know, just because the tail is wagging does not mean that dog is feeling friendly. So what do different tail speeds at different tail carriages mean? Let's dive in. Low, medium to slow tail wags tend to indicate tentative, hesitant, questioning, or insecure feelings. Often, the slower the wag, the more tentative, hesitant, or questioning the dog is. A low tail with very fast wags tends to indicate discomfort, anxiety, or fear. The lower the tail, particularly when tucked, can indicate a precursor for a fight or flight response with this fast wag. A half-mast slow wag is the one most oftenly mistaken for friendly. Instead, this tends to indicate insecurity and uncertainty. A higher tail carriage with a slow wag will often indicate insecurity as well, often to a higher degree. The dog is often feeling quite forward and uncertain, which can sometimes lead to aggression. A more rapid tail wag held in an upper, middle to high tail carriage generally indicates a high state of arousal. With these wags, it is very important to pay attention to what the rest of the dog's body is signaling. Now, a vibrating tail often signals that a dog is in an even higher state of arousal and discomfort. Often, it can indicate that a dog is teetering on the edge of a fight or flight response, which in turn can sometimes be a precursor to aggression. These dogs can often be feeling quite uncertain and questioning as well. Circle tail wags to the left often indicate a more negative avoidant response to a stimulus. And a tail that goes from wagging more loosely to a sudden lack of motion is most often a very strong avoidance or disengagement cue.